Fourth quotation is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, 4th Adhyaya, 4th Khanda, 14th Shloka. What it is? Ya etad viduhu amrutaha te bhavanti. Ye means whoever they may be. Etad means this Brahman. Viduhu, when they discover, amrutaha, immortal, they bhavanti, become. So those who discover this Paramatman, they become amrita, immortal. So the death fear gone. Eternality, immutability is gained. And all the joys which we seek the joys to be permanent. How can the joys be permanent when ourselves are not permanent? Isn't it? Therefore, first we have to be permanent. Interesting thing is what? When we discover our own permanency, in that only all the permanent joys are there. That is the trick of it. Now, when I identify with the upadhis being temporary, the temporary fear in the heart is the one which is the womb of the creation of all the desires, projection of the entire world. When I discover myself to be immortal, in the discovery of myself to be immortal alone, the immortal happiness and bliss is found. Therefore, Amrita Bhavati means Amrita Ananda Praptavan Bhavati also. So, ye etad viduhu amritaha te bhavanti. They are not the seekers of immortality, they themselves discover themselves to be the immortality. And then the one which is immortal, in that immortal peace and bliss, everything are there. Obviously. Therefore, ya etad viduhu amritaha te bhavanti. And the sad part of it, the negative part of it is, therefore, ye etad na viduhu. Those who don't know this Brahman or Atman, they naturally not amrita bhavanti, but mrita bhavanti. Means they will suffer the fear of death till they suffer the death. Only to go on again to suffer the fear of death and suffer the death. See that both the versions you have to understand. Those who know this, ye etad viduhu amrita te bhavanti, they become immortal. The opposite of it, those who don't know this, then they become mrita bhavanti. Again, as we discussed in the beginning, when I want the permanent happiness, if I myself am not permanent, what is the use of them? Therefore, I am amrita. So too, when I become mrita, how much of the wealth, etc. I have earned, name and fame I have earned, what is it going to give me? क्योंकि मैं खुद ही नहीं रहने वाला हूँ ना, तो सारे efforts, सारे gains, all those accumulations, have they not become wasted? Think about it. Therefore, know the self and discover immortality and immortal bliss. If we don't know the self, then we are identified with the mortal upadhis and we will have the mortality sufferings. Nobody can avoid it. That's the power of this sentence. Okay? Ya etad viduhu amritaste bhavanti. Bole 11 times. Like every day we are doing it. Evening Shiva Ananda Lahari also 3 times because the shloka is bigger. Here it's a quotations, chote chote. So we thought, having seen the meaning, just feel the meaning by trying to chant it 11 times in the meditational mood. So let us do this. Brihadaranyaka mantra. Ya etad viduhu. Ya means ye. Ya etad viduhu amritaste bhavanti. Let us do that. Ya etad viduhu amritaste bhavanti. Ya etad viduhu amritaste bhavanti. So while chanting it, both versions. If the self is known, immortality comes up. If the self is not known, definitely the mortality, death will attack us. It will come to us. Both the versions feel करते हुए deep heart में. Therefore, ये तद्विदुः, may I know my own self. May I put all my efforts to discover my own self? That thought should become strong. Imagine ये वाला पढ़ने मानो quotations को for 2 or 3 4 साल. Why will not our heart take up the path of spirituality fully, single-pointedly, exclusively? This is how we have to plan. So March 2, 2024. So March 2, 2026, 27 तक ये अभ्यास करके other than pursuing Brahman, nothing should be there in our life. We have to reach to that level. Then the whole day engaged in it, we become deeper in our study, in our understanding, in our meditation, and who knows, by God's grace, experience also can dawn. This is optimism. This is how we have to think. This is where from we get inspiration for ourselves. और else कौन है बताओ कहाँ से हमको वो इंस्पिरेशन आएगा? कौन बताएंगे हमको? किसके पास है वो हिम्मत या नॉलेज हमको बताने वाला? All others are more worldly than us. Okay, start. एतद् विदुः अमृतास्ते भवन्ति 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 एतद् विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति एतद् विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति ये एतद् विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति. The अन्वय is ये एतद् आत्मा विदुः ते अमृताः भवन्ति ये एतद् आत्मानं न विदुः ते मृताः भवन्ति. Now, why this Mrita Amrita topic has to be discussed is the fear of death and absence is more miserable than anything in this universe. Every being. And these 4 things are common to all living beings. For the sake of survival, the ahara. For the sake of recouping, the nidra. And for the sake of continuing the progeny, the maithunam. And for the sake of security or survival, the bhaya. चारों सबको रहते उसमें भय में मृत्यु भय. Nobody even try to kill mosquito. वो भी नहीं बनना चाहता. Try to kill the cockroach and all. Nobody wants to die. The fear and the mudukha of the death. अभिनिवेश कहते हैं ना, is more frightening, more troublesome than anything in the universe. Any bhayam we may conquer, any dukkha we may conquer, but still the mrityu bhaya, mrityu dukkha will not leave us. When this bhaya dukkha is there, what is the use of conquering all other bhaya and dukkha? क्योंकि ये तो है ही. Like the bhaya of money is conquered by earning the money. Bhaya of loneliness is conquered by earning lots of friends by throwing that money. But the bhaya of mrityu, who can remove? If that bhaya is there, what is the use of conquering the outer 2 bhaya? Isn't it? Still be a bhayagrasta hai na? Therefore, the only solution for all things is conquering the mrityu bhaya. And how do we do that? Only one way. By discovering our Amrita Swarupa. And our Amrita Swarupa is our Brahma Swarupa. No, you identify with that. That's the meaning of Ye etad viduhu amritaha te bhavanti. Ye etad naviduhu te mritaha bhavanti. Still the intellect is not grasping. You see, means how much concentration, how much application of ours has to be there in the meaning of such very powerful quotes. That is why these 2 things. Unless we invoke the grace of Guru God and Shruti Mata, the meaning is not revealed. And unless we come out of our too much delusional preoccupations with the world and give respect, value, importance to the Shastra study, that sharpness, subtleness will not come. One side grace should come, other side sharpness and subtlety is required to receive that grace. Grace is in the form of revealing the meaning of these sentences to our heart. That will come when we have the Bhakti, Upasana to Guru Shastra. But receiving that again is in our hands when our hearts are pure. From preoccupations, when we have purified it, when we are seeking truth, from our side we have prepared. तब जाकर ये बात, नहीं तो इसको 1000 बार भी सुनो ऐसा लगता है कि हमने कभी सुना ही नहीं. Should we not feel, I am not using the word, but I am saying the word. Should we not feel ashamed that such powerful sentences still are not inspiring us, that still we are going for those pursuits which are ensuring the murta bhavanti, only nothing but our own death and deception and disappearance. Is it not? This sensitivity is called, and this thinking is called sensitivity, which is required. यह एतद् ते अमृताः भवन्ति, यह एतद् न विदुः, ये एतद् न विदुः, ते मृताः भवन्ति. No, in that one, a very sad, bad thing I'll tell you. What it is, as if Shruti Mata and Guru are cursing us. Isn't it? तू नो आत्मा को ब्रह्म को जानो, तू क्या ना, तू जीते रहो, रुजुक जियो बेटा, नहीं जानेगा तू जा, तू मर जा. It's a fact, but you can sense it being said like, oh, they are cursing. Ja martu, murtu ban ja phir. You are not knowing the self. You are knowing the self, beta bahut badhiya kiya, jug jug jiyo, shashwat jiyo. Like the slogans in the not only political field, but any great person. है ना, कोई ऐसे महान कंट्रीब्यूटर दोनों बातें कहते हैं, मर जाते हैं तो हिंदी में भी उर्दू में भी अमर रहे, जिंदाबाद, बोलते कि नहीं, सो एंड सो ग्रेट पर्सन अमर रहे, जिंदाबाद, मतलब बाद में भी जिंदा रहे, मुर्दाबाद, बाद में भी मुर्दा रहे, अभी मुर्दा बाद में. तो इट इज लाइक दैट ओनली. आत्मज्ञानी अमर रहेगा, किसी का कहने से नहीं, बिकॉज आत्मनिध अमर है, हमारा ही अमृत, हमारा अमृत. माता इज ब्लेसिंग अस, बेटा तू अमृत बनेगा रे, आत्मा को जानोगे तो विदो ते अमृता भवत्. शी इज नॉट सेइंग द अदर वन, बट इट इज मेंट, ये एतद् न विदो ते अमृता भवत्. अब देखो, अमृता तो चाहिए कि मरण चाहिए? अमृता तो है ही नहीं, ऐसा नहीं कह रहे, इट इज देयर. You have to discover it in the discovery of the self. Really, if you get inspired by these sentences and jump into the deep, intense sadhanas, we are the most lucky ones blessing ourselves. Ye tadvidu amrutate bhavanti. Okay, one more good visa. Next one is very good. Next level ka hai ye. Is that Kimichan? This is also from Brodharanyaka Upanishad 4:4-12. It's just 2 mantras before the earlier sloka. Kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjaret. Now this sloka needs quotation. 10-15 minutes for me to explain. It has got one sentence before it. Second part, the Bhagavan Shankara quoting, imagining. First is leaving to us. It is called like this. Atmanam chet vijaniyat asmiti purushaha kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjaret. In other ways, it is like this. In Yoga Vasishta or in Panchadashi. The sentence is Kimichan kasya vahetoho deham pushnati tattvavitu. ऐसा वाला sentence होता है. Okay. So the meaning is what? Atmanam chet vijaniyat. I am asmi iti purusha. The purusha, when he discovers this Atman has his own self. Atmanam, the self. Vijaniyat chet. If he knows, I am asmi, means I am Atmanam, I am asmiti, vijaniyat chet. This self is me. Through the sadhana, when this Purusha means the one who is doing Purushartha, he is discovered his self. Atmanam Chet Vijaniyat Ahamasmi Ayamasmi Purusha. On this one sloka of Vrindanika, Panchadashikara has written one entire chapter having 250 slokas. Only to explain this one shloka. 250 श्लोक पढ़ना चाहिए एक्चुअली वो वाला. कौन सा प्रकरण है? आई डोंट रिमेम्बर इट. नाटक आदि का कुछ है वो जो भी है. वन सेंटेंस ओनली. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ इट आई एक्सप्लेन्ड. आत्मानं चेत् विजानीयात् अयमस्मीति पुरुषः. अयम आत्मानं विजानीयात् अस्मीति. If this self is discovered by the sadhaka, the Purusha, to be his essential self, in that, in bracket, the not self called as upadhis, he has understood them to be not self and rejected them as not self. The Atmanam, the real self, he has discovered. I give the meaning of the first half of the sloka, which is not quoted here by Shankara. He is quoting the second half. In that second half, मजेदार बात क्या है? किमिच्छन कस्य कामाय शरीरम अनुसंजरेत. No, how to convey this thing is very heavy, a very pregnant sentence it is. So kimitchan, desiring what? Kasya kamaya, for the purpose of attaining what? Shariram, the body, anu sanjaret, one gets attached to, identified with the sharira. Here what? Sharira anu sanjaret means identifying with the body. This body identity is creating nothing but samsara, nothing but misery. Not one life. Every life we leave the body, but every life we hold on to the body identity and suffer all its consequences. All of that will go away because we are in the discovery of the self. The experience of infinite bliss is gained. When the infinite bliss is gained, where will be there any ichha for the bliss or happiness? When there is no ichha for the bliss and happiness, how can there be the ichha or desire for the object which we think that is the giver of the bliss? That is become kasya kamaya. Kimichan means desiring what? What is this? We all do everything, gain everything only for the ananda. That ananda in its infinite quantity is experienced in the experience of the Atma. Therefore, the desire for the ananda will not be there. We already are experiencing it. Therefore, the desire for possessing any object to get that ananda will be there. And only be attentive. To work for a desire and work for fulfilling the desire of an object, getting the object and involving in it, that we have the body identity. There will be no need of even sharira anusanjaret. So, ना कोई इच्छा होगी आनंद के लिए, ना कोई कामना होगा वस्तु के लिए, ना कोई जरूरत होगी शरीर तादात्म्य के लिए. Otherwise, you will be identified with the body, which is limited, and there is a misery felt in it. Then we feel like wanting happiness, and we imagine that happiness is there in this or that object, and then we desire for that object, we struggle, we definitely get the object, but not the happiness. Because objects don't have the happiness. The happiness is in the self only. But we are in the delusion, upadhitadatmya, kamana, karma, karma phala. Karma phala milta hai, sukh nahi milta. We imagine the karma phala mein sukh hota hai. Sukh atma mein hota hai. This is a very important thing. When you work hard, you get money, not happiness. Happiness is inside. Everywhere. When you get married, you get wife or husband, not happiness. That is from inside only. This is a powerful shloka. Kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjare. Shariram anusanjara means identifying the deha, struggling to be happy with the deha. Shariram is mainly Sthula Shariram. It can't be without Sukshma and Karana. तो ऑब्वियसली एक शरीर की बात होती है, बात दोनों भी जोड़ना ही पड़ता है. तो किसी क्षण कैसे काम आया शरीर मानो संजोरित. इट्स जस्ट लाइक जब लॉटरी लग जाती है 1 करोड़ की, अब किसको मैं क्या भीख मांगू कि खाना दो या पैसे दो वगैरह, क्या जरूरत है. जैकपॉट लग गए हो, किमिच्छा कैसे काम आया. आई गो एंड मेक आनंद परमानेंट व्हिच आई वांट टू गेट through the millions of Sharira which I am not getting in life. I already discovered in the discovery of my essential self. Kimichan kasya kamaya Sharira Manganjure. Jyoti nahi padegi to get identified with the body. So body identity, through that wanting to get the happiness, all of that is just kicked here only. Kimichan kasya kamaya. क्या है किसके लिए. इस शरीर में फंसेंगे नहीं फंसेंगे. But when is that possible? आत्मानं चेत विजानीयात् अयमस्मित् पुरुषः. तो इच्छाएं चले जाएंगे, कामनाएं चले जाएंगे, limitations things because of the body identity वो भी खत्म हो जाए. When आत्मानं चेत विजानीयात्. The main sentence is that. Isn't it? Then search for it, struggle for it, work hard for it, do all the exercises that are required to be done to discover this Atma. And not as difficult. Samsara ko paana bahut mushkil hai. With all the mushkilat you paw samsara, it goes away. It's not permanent. Because it's illusory. Even ten Paramatma also both mushkil hai. But not as mushkil as samsara and not as temporary as samsara. It is permanent. अब इसी बातों को हमें बहुत सोच समझ कर finally we have to decide only this and this and this path alone, no turning back, no looking back. Then only the real sadhana starts happening, begins to happen. अब तो मस्ती मजा मस्करी टाइम पास कर रहे हैं. जब मौजा लगी क्लास में आना, कभी पढ़ना नहीं तो नहीं पढ़ना, बैठते भी है साधना उपासना के लिए इतना वेगली एंड सुपरफिशियली एज इफ क्या ना गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफिस में हाजिरी लगाने के लिए आते हैं जाते हैं लाइक दैट. Because this conviction has not come. Both the positive conviction that only in the Atma Prapti there is moksha permanently from all bondages. And the opposite of it is what? If I don't do that, in the samsara, I will continue to suffer for eternity. दोनों पक्का हमको समझने से ही इसका रिजेक्शन होएगा, इसका acceptance होएगा. That is the purpose of all these quotations. So today we have seen how many quotations? 2 of them. Ye etatidu amritaha te bhavanti. Next one is kimichan kasya kamaya shariram anusanjaretu. Again in the Bharadharanyaka Upanishad, one more quote is there. I'll just say it for 2 minutes. We'll continue from it from tomorrow. Okay, what it is? Tam viditva na lipyate karmana papakena. देखो तम विदित्वा न लिप्यते कर्मणा पापकेन. Very interesting. Tam viditva, having experienced the self, न लिप्यते is no more tainted by, stained by, touched by. Karmana papakena, any papakarma. So any papakarma, when you come to spirituality, it has little deeper meaning. The meaning of it is, any papakarma means every karma is papa only, even punya karma, because it causes janma marana. So here papa karma से मुक्ति नहीं है, कर्म ही पाप है. कोई भी कर्म हो उससे मुक्ति मिलती है. And karma is caused by kamana. Kamana is caused by avidya. Now through the Atma Vidya, avidya removed, because of the kamana removed, therefore karma is removed. And avidya kama karma is our hrudaya granthi. With the avidya kama karma, we are caught up in the upadhitadhatmya and living life of samsara, of struggling to be happy, continuing to struggle and becoming miserable. But the real, deep, permanent, relaxed bliss and happiness, कब मिला हमको? You might have had a good sleep happiness. You might have had a good eatable eating happiness. They're all Vishayanandas. They're temporary. But heart in heart, this insecurity, the fear, they're all going on only. थोड़ा कोई जोक सुना तो हंस पड़े, that doesn't mean that we are happy. That is temporary. You know, इस चक्कर में फंसकर हम ना छोटे छोटे इंद्रिय विषय का आनंद में the true bliss we are not able to recognize. Forget about seeking it. That's how the samsara dilutes us, by the way. So tomorrow we'll see that tam vidwan ki tam viditva nalpete karmana papakena then tarati shokam atmavitu then nichayat रुद्रमुखा प्रमुचते. इस तरह एक के बाद एक से बढ़कर एक quotations होते ही रहेंगे. We will enjoy. It may take, I thought 2 or 3 days. It may take even 4 or 5 days, even little more. But I believe giving time and pondering on these beautiful quotes not only opens up to us the meaning of these sentences, but adds to the inspiration in us to take up spiritual path exclusively. इसके लिए मैं तो सोचा ऐसे फटाफट बोलकर छोड़ने के बजाय एक एक लाइन को आराम से पढ़ेंगे, एक एक कोट को. So we have seen 5-6 of them. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE. Om Tatsat Brahmarpadastu. Thank you, friends. Om